guys, welcome back to my channel. In this video I would like to share with you a key intake of what financial goal that I'm setting for myself in 2022. And you probably had a few days off like myself if you are going shopping for a January sale, or you're just staying at home, get your body rested, ready for a new year ahead. And hopefully you are thinking about some life goals that you're setting for yourself in 2022, and in order to do that you have to have a strong budget. And so as us, we had a kind of reflection, overcap what we have done so far in 2021, what mistake have we made, and what we can do to prevent it from happening. As Tristan turning to 30 this year, and I'm turning 28. I know as the 30s get approaching really closely, I think it's about time for us to actually act responsibly and work together so that we can secure a strong financial ward to forecast any things that could happen. As you can see, we just gone through pandemic and anything, you just don't know what could happen down the line. So the best option is always having the flexibility so that whatever happens you can overcome it. If you have not watched the pharmacy and finance talk, click on the video before when I talk into a bit more details into what lesson have I gained so far from reading through all the financial books and the thing that we didn't get taught at university, and I think will be very useful for you to know so that you can maximize all the benefits that's actually readily available for you in your workplace. As I say, all these recommendations are just based on my own experience and the thing that I've read. You want a legitimate one, please consult a certified financial advisor where they can give you a solid recommendation that suits your personal circumstances, because personal finance is really personal, and there is no one size fit all. What have worked for me might not work for you, so take it with a pinch of salt. And if you are going through the same, if you've got any other ideas that you think would be beneficial to me, please let me know in the comment below, because I'm really looking forward to hear what other people think and what you've got for yourself in 2022. Down to and I sit down together and we'll plan out what we want to achieve in 2022. I wrote it down so that I can share with you guys in here. Let me see what I've got. So we want, as the next year, we decided that we want to take the part toward understanding more about the money and what does it do in the real economy. We want to be a bit more financial literate. And Tristan always remind me, it's really not how much you earn, it's how much you kept. And you could just be so comfortable with the paycheck that you have every single month and you just spending it all. And that's what I used to maximize on my credit card, and at the end of the month I'll be like, oh my god, is that all what I've spent so far? Why does it accumulate so much? A little coffee here and there, a little fancy breakfast here and there, it all adds up at the end. So what does it take, and what we can do to harness the long-term potential to boost our own prosperity and create a better work in the future? What the answer do I have in order for us to achieve a long-term financial goal? And again, it's difficult for us this year because we want to budgeting very tightly this year, because I'm not going to be working full time. I will just be locum, so my wage will not be the same every single month. So we had even stricter into what we can spend, what we cannot. What is the budget? We need to set it out as a designated number, and if we go overboard we're not allowed to. Otherwise we're just kind of like spending here and there without actually knowing, are we still going within our budget, or we are going a bit overboard. The number one goal that we set for ourselves this year is to set an emergency fund. One of the mistakes that I made in 2021 was I've started investing in my Vanguard account and start investing before we even set up our emergency fund. So shit happened, and I was out of job for a few months because I had to wait for my visa to go through before I can work, and so I had to sell my Vanguard. We didn't have anything spare. We ended up using our credit card. Because we was using our credit card already, I ended up having to sell my investment. So I want 2022, before we even thinking about increasing my investment and my long-term investment, I want to make sure that we have at least 3 to 6 months of emergency fund that will be to pay for the mortgage for the next 6 months, just in case I'm out of job and I don't want to become a financial burden to Tristan. Saving is like self-care, because we just never know what's the future holds, and we just to make sure that we are bulletproof to whatever throwing at us, and we use the money when we're ready, nearly need it, instead of maximizing our credit card or dipping into our overdraft. Second goal that I've set for myself this year is actually opening a saving account. Growing up, mommy used to say, put it in your saving into your bank account. But as you probably know, that inflation is eating up into the value of your money. So if you're just putting the money in your bank account, chances are that money will not be value for you this time next year. Interest rates only giving you 0 point something percent, while inflation is already at the verge of 4%. So you've got £100 in the bank. That £100 will not be able to buy you as much as what it used to be. So number 3 goals that I've set for myself this year is learning how to invest properly, learning to maximize what I've got so far, and again reading up on more about it. Now I have more time, I can learn about what should I invest on, and how should I make the most of the investment that I've already got, must make the most of the pensions that are available for me. You can look at all the draft, analyzing all the Excel sheets that's available for you, and you can see, kind of get a prediction of what can happen to a certain company if you are thinking about buying individual company for have your investment. And I know past success is not a clear indication for future performance, but taking a calculated risk is the best way to grow your money in the long run. And you've got to be in it to win it, just like thinking about buying a lottery ticket. Probably thinking, Lynn, why you are so fixated about investing or stock? Because I know, like, the majority of my friends, the majority of people in my family, the moment I mention about stocks or investing, they be thinking, you know, those concept is just for people who are who had a business or finance degree, or they are, you know, financial literate. But all this information is available. You can read about it on your spare time. So instead of binge watching all the episodes that are available on Netflix, spend at least a day or two. When you actually look, you need to take responsibility for that and educate yourself. It's all this information. You and I are no different. If I can learn it myself, so can you. Even just having an idea, and seek help, even pay for the financial advisor. I'm sure the money that you pay them will be actually multiplied by the return that you get from your investment, and you'll be surprised how much you actually can save and optimize in the long run. And again, because we are all young, we have a lot of time ahead of us. We need to maximize it and invest early. And as I said before, the magic of compounding will do you very good over a long run. The lump sum that you are willing to invest, these are the money that you are not allowed to touch at least 5 years. Enough time for the money that you put into growth, enough time for the compounding to take into power. Please don't make a mistake of selling it like I did. Starting your investing journey, you probably know about Warren Buffett, who has been investing for more than 75 years. I think he's about 90s, and he started investing since he was 11, and he's 90 now, so nearly 80 years of investing. So even it's such little bit amount each time they're investing, he had allowed a long time for his money to compound, and I think his wealth has accumulated so significantly. Compounds only reached exponential growth after he turned 65. So from 65 to 90, you know, he didn't sell it like I did. He had actually waited a long time, and his patience had paid off so well. And again, you don't have to decide between investing or saving. You can really do both. But if you have any debt, then pay off first. Then you get to a stabilized stage that you can actually don't have to worry about any debt. Anything else will be bonus, and you'll be starting to think about saving for the future, and your future self will thank you for that. I think last year was at the end of 10 years of me living in the UK, and one of the most important lessons that I've learned from living and working in a capitalism society is that this society gives everybody a choice, and the choice is that you can either work for money or let the money work for you. And we all have limited amount of energy and time in this earth. I could not be where I was before. When I was 17, working 3 jobs in at once, my body will not be able to cope at that maximum constants. I just need to be more smarter and wiser so that I can maximize the money, the hard-earned money that I've earned. There's 4 different checklists that I've won. Number 1 is I need to stick to budget. So we have set out a budget that we had when it was just Tristan and I. We have set out to just only spend £300 every single month for our traveling and food. But now we've got mums that are living with us. We need to increasing that, looking at £500 per month. And then the mortgage on top of that, looking at £1,000. After that will be the money that we're supporting for charity or money sent home to support those that are less fortunate than us, and 10% of our salary is invested into an index fund for the future. And second checklist is to become a smarter spender. So we used to just spend a lot of money to order takeaway or cost. And number 3 is maximum my saving. And number 4 is protecting my income. And I don't think Tristan and I had income protection insurance, so maybe that's something that we need to look into that in 2022. And again, to like sticking out, what's the most important thing that I have realized, that I need to aim to live below my mean, aim to spend less than what I've earned, because again, we managed to use credit card every single month last year. And I think it was the fact that we just moved into our house. There was a lot to furnish. We had our garden done as well, and it's adding up when we end up using our credit card every single month. But Tristan has hit the credit card on the wall so that we cannot carry that with us, and we're not allowed to use the credit card at all. Reflecting on 2021, from my observation from social media, from my mom expectation, from all my family expectation, from Tristan expectation, I think, you know, we are all living in it all from social media. We're living in the world where people are striving to have a high salary job because they think that's associated with a happy and secure life, and that's what my mum would ever want. She was shocked when I told her that I'm quitting my job because she was worried that I might not have a secure future ahead of me. But they didn't know that having a higher income job also is associated with higher working hours, longer commute, and less time and energy that you have left afterward. And you might be able to afford a bigger house, a nice car, more materialistic things, but you actually have no energy left to enjoy it. So I think striving toward a work-life balance is a fundamental, and sometimes you just have to sacrifice it and to ask yourself the question, you know, what is really important to you? Is it a high salary or is it more time with your family? And I just keep reminding myself that you can always make more money, but you cannot buy back time. Time is freedom. Okay, so that's all from me today. Here are some of the financial goals that I've set for myself in 2022, reflecting on my experience of our budget in 2021. And I need to make sure that I pursue this goal to support my journey of pursuing financial freedom. And I hope you find it useful. And if you do, please like and subscribe to my channel. And I look forward to see you again in the next video. Take care. Goodbye.